Deeper Than Music Radio.
3, 2, 1.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, where you are in the world. Welcome to the Arcade Cabinet Podcast. Podcast by gamers, for gamers. Shout out to anyone listening to us on our Amazon Alexa devices, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and all the other streaming platforms that stream the Arcade Cabinet Podcast. We have Billtendo, Scharonne the Painter, Fieryfoxx, and I myself, Markivus, Furyus. Ladies and gents, here we go. And does anybody want to tell the listeners what our subject is on this great episode of the Arcade Cabinet?
All right, I'll get that. So today we're going to be talking about what retro game, if it was non-existent in the past and came out now, would still be a successful or popular game. And I'm going to say, and hear me out on it, is a good question. That's all Fieryfoxx, man. Girl has some good ideas.
Shout out to Fieryfoxx.
So,
keeps us relevant.
Few and far between. Got you.
So my pick for this, it was a very seminal game to guys like us when we were kids, but would be Super Contra.
Oh.
Dude, if they release Super Contra for the first time now, and instead of the side scroller type, or running up and down the hall type deal, and you had a true open world multiplayer situation where you had missions to go on, and you had to explore facilities and take out the alien at the end of it and stuff like that. Man, a new Super Contra game, if it had never existed, would blow people away right now.
Let me ask you a question. Because
Yep.
I feel like Contra rode the back of a Predator. And I wish I had a soundbite for Arnold. You are one ugly mother. But it rode the back off of that. So the hype of that, it kind of played into it was intermittent with Contra. Do you think? I mean, it would still be popular, but it would still have that feeling, you know what I mean? Because Arnold and Predator were you know what I mean? It rode the back off of Predator, I felt.
Yeah. Even all the way through the game, it had a very Predator vibe to it, whether you were going through a jungle-type platforming stage, running and gunning, or you're in a facility, which could have been an alien facility. It definitely had a very similar vibe, but I don't think that matters at this point, man, because I hate to say this, but Predator is freaking irrelevant nowadays.
Yeah, you're right.
It really is. Predator is a cool thing from our history we like to think about. It's a piece of pop culture, but it's a snapshotted piece of pop culture from 1996 on back. It's not a timeless piece of pop culture. Whereas I think Super Contra game doesn't need that to be this,
Because I'm thinking, in my mind, remember V? And then they made a remake of V to make it more current. It was just
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I see you. Okay. Shout out to Super Contra. I think it would be amazing.
Yeah, I would be on board.
Yeah. I think Super Contra, yeah. I mean, Super Contra was great. Now, that one was actually more difficult than the first one, but yeah. I think that if they made it today, it would stand up well.
And I like for the Super Nintendo version, the music was amazing, even for the Super Nintendo. I mean, no, the regular Nintendo, I'm sorry.
Right, but Super Nintendo had the Alien Wars.
Yeah.
Super Contra 3.
Yeah, that game was perfect, though. I mean, it was the way it was made. I don't know what it was about Konami in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s. They made some really good games back then. I haven't followed them now, but yeah, those Contra games, those Castlevania games. Yeah. Konami.
They had Mega Man, right?
Oh yeah, Mega Man.
That's Capcom.
Capcom.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
but Capcom and Konami, they were running head and head. You know, they were the ones like the third party games. Like if you saw Capcom on the game, you knew it was going to be great. You know, if you saw Konami, it's like, oh, they made this. Oh, we're gonna try this. You know, they didn't make bad games.
So what game would we bring, Scharonne? What game would we bring back that you think would be a hit now if it was never came out?
I think that, and a lot of people may not know this, but I used to play this, and my son used to play it a little bit also. It was a game called Rystar. And
where you throw the thing.
Yeah,
it's like
it was kind of like a match between Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario. He wasn't fast, but he would reach his arms out. He would grab the character. I think he would headbutt him or something like that.
He was like a star, right, or something like that.
Yeah, he was a star. You're thinking about Rygar, but this was Rystar, Ristar, and it was pretty dope, you know, for what it was. You know, it was side scrolling, like 2D linear. I'm really into those kind of games, you know. You know, it's quick and fun. Rygar would be a really good remake also. I had forgot about that, but I played the game and beat it once, but there's something about that roster. It has like the playful, colorful characters, and with them bringing back games like Crash Bandicoot, you know, I feel like that would fit right in.
So I have a question, Fieryfoxx, and the team, 2D, and what's the other one? 2.5D. Are they as popular, since we're talking about bringing back games, are they as popular now as they were back then?
I think it depends on. I don't think the 2D or 2.5D so much matters. It's all in a good game, you know, because you can make a good game and it can be 3D, or you can make a really good game and it can be 2D. You know, it's all in the developer. I feel.
So Fieryfoxx, what would you prefer, 2D or open world?
I mean, I definitely have a lot more experience with open world games. But, you know, I also play other games that aren't open world that are not 2D, so I can't think off the top of my head of very many games that I've played that are 2D.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in on that. I think people like us, me, Scharonne, Mark, are going to enjoy 2D games more than somebody like Jenny, because when we were young, 2D was all we had. Side scrollers was pretty much it. Platformers were pretty much it. Now they're different. I mean, you do still have 2D and 2.5D games like Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, Hollow Knight. There's just a number of them, but they are not generally the front and foremost of gaming. It's more of a novelty type thing, because people like Jenny grew up with 3D gaming was their main thing.
Yeah.
They didn't have 2D gaming as their only source of gaming. So, of course, we're always going to love 2D gaming. And, you know, a lot of the younger generation might love it, but they didn't grow up when it was their only choice. The 3D option just wasn't there.
And I felt like that's what I was thinking, and that's what I was alluding to. So speaking of which, what I was thinking would be a cool retro, if it never came out, Golden Axe in the open platform, like your Final Fantasies and like your Fortnite. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, to have Golden Axe set in a world like Breath of the Wild or Skyrim or Dragon Dogma.
Yeah.
That would be great. It would fit right in. You know?
Hey, Bill, I got a question for you. And I've often thought about it. What if they took, you know, because The Legend of Zelda always takes place like in its time frame, like way back then. What if they took that game and made it current and made it take place in like 2000 and whatever?
So here's the thing. This is where you're misjudging, because there's a lot of theories out there that Hyrule is way more advanced than Earth is. We're in 2020. They might be in the year 5000 or 10,000 because they have ancient technology, whether it be the motorcycle from Breath of the Wild or, you know, different machines, the Divine Beast machines, or different technologies that are old ancient technologies to them, that we cannot create now. So there's this theory. You with the muffin, could you just mail me a muffin? There's a theory, and it makes a little bit of sense, that either Zelda is its own, Hyrule is its own world in an alternate timeline, far, far advanced of humanity, or it's humanity, 100,000 years from now, after some kind of disaster, when mankind started all over.
Man, that cupcake looks so nice, and then it's like October. Man, I'm sorry. I will be stopping to get some Halloween-themed cupcakes after the episode.
Everyone else is eating. I'm sorry. It's just
I'm sorry. I got another one. So I feel like Outrunners updated.
Yeah. Yes. I'm always looking for a good racing game. But I'm gonna tell you what else you don't see a lot of. You don't see a lot of boat racing games.
Thunder, what was it?
Hydro Thunder.
Hydro Thunder. Yep.
Came out back in '99.
Yeah. But they even had it for I was surprised to see it on the PlayStation. Shout out to the PlayStation Mini Classic and the Mini USB crack.
It would be a popular mobile game right now. I couldn't see it as a console game because it's not going to interest people. But man, I'm telling you right now, as a mobile game, a little Bejeweled type game, Burger Time, where you got to put the burger pieces together.
I remember that. That was
Come on,
Nintendo.
Man.
The original Nintendo poster.
People would love Burger Time.
That game is hard.
Like, dude, I have the little mini arcade Burger Time, and my stepson, he's 15. He had never even heard of the game. And man, he's sitting there with that little mini arcade for like 4 hours last night. He's like, what do I do with the salt?
You just made me think of something. Legendary Wings, open platform.
Yeah.
Redone.
What about Kid?
Fiery.
What about Kid?
Fieryfoxx is in. Where do we?
We waiting to hear what your game is.
Are you? I would probably say Banjo and Kazooie. I just think that it's a classic. It's popular then. It's popular now.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my dog
is.
No, it's my dog. He's moving in for crumbs that I spilled. Can you not? That's so rude. I'm on camera. Get out. Bye. Bye. Later. I would have to say Banjo and Kazooie. I think it's a classic. Popular then. It's popular now. I think if it had never been released and it were released now, it would be a banger. Yeah. It was before its time, gave you, it really, don't get me wrong. I would appreciate just a little bit more hand-holding. It's kind of, just fend for yourself, go out, figure out where you need to go, find the stuff you need to find. I could do with a little bit more guidance, but other than that, I think it's great.
Music radio.
It'd be super popular now.
Well, there's got to be a reason that game has remained popular and relevant for 20 years. Mm-hmm. There's something to it. And I agree with Jenny. If Banjo-Kazooie would not have popularized the collectathon model, then it would definitely do it now. And we'd be having the 2020 version of collectathons all over platforms.
What about Donkey Kong Country? That already exists.
Oh, wow. Donkey Kong Country, did you say?
Yeah.
Yes. But Donkey Kong Country was made by the same company that made Banjo-Kazooie.
Yep. Rare, right?
Rare. Absolutely. Yep. I'm a huge fan of Rare. Matter of fact, I'm such a big Rare fan that I bought the terrible games that they made for Xbox and Xbox 360. Cameo, Viva Pinata, I got them. You know what? Grabbed by the Ghoulies. You know why? Because they were made by Rare, and I love Rare's games.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to support them.
They changed the game, man. They changed the game. I'm trying to think.
Killer Instinct.
Oh, Killer Instinct. They did it. Didn't they do an upgrade? Didn't they do an upgrade with Killer Instinct?
Yeah, when the Xbox One that came out a couple years back. But I never got to play it. But I watched like gameplay on it. But that was a good game.
Speaking, so expanding on the Golden Axe, Labyrinth, updated open world.
I'm not that familiar with Labyrinth.
Was Labyrinth? You could be a sorcerer or archer.
Gauntlet.
Damn, sorry, Gauntlet. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to David Bowie. Labyrinth. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gauntlet. That's what it was.
Yeah, I split it.
Under pressure, coming down on me under pressure. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
I was thinking Under Pressure, man.
And then you busted up with a little Ice Baby in it. I heard you. Mashed up. Shout out to Vanilla Ice, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. I'm trying to think of other ones.
There's a lot of games they could bring back from the past. I mean, because we were like,
you know what would be good with a maybe not a fully open world, but a good sandbox world would be Altered Beast. You know, a 3D Altered Beast. Jenny, are you familiar with Altered Beast? It was a Sega game. And a lot of people I knew, that was the only Sega game they had at first was Altered Beast. You would transform into like, it was a pack-in game for a while before they started packing in Sonic. You would transform into a werewolf and some other monsters along the way, just like one at a time. It was a pretty cool game, and I think it would make an awesome 3D game. I mean, Sega has a history of abandoning their IP, some of the stuff that they shouldn't. Yeah, absolutely.
Let me just say, that Altered Beast game had one of the freakiest first bosses I had ever seen in my life.
Oh, when he came out like the whole just throwing heads, and that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Stuff back when you're in the 5th grade.
Mega Man. What about Mega Man?
I think Mega Man would stand up. Would stand up today. It really would.
I'm gonna disagree with you, and let me tell you why. I think Mega Man is fantastic. I'm a huge fan of Mega Man. I think for the most part, Mega Man cannot do wrong. However, creator of Mega Man left, and Indiegogo crowdfunded a new game, and it's called Mighty Number 9, and it's supposed to be the new Mega Man. It was not well received at all. So, like it was supposed to be like, this is what Mega Man should have been by the creator of Mega Man, without Capcom with their foot on his neck and all of this stuff. He can just do what he wants. And it just it didn't resonate. It didn't click with a large number of people. And to me, that says, okay, if this guy was able to achieve his original vision with Mighty Number 9 now, and it didn't resonate, then that's what would have happened with Mega Man Now. Mega Man Now is popular because it has a solid foundation built upon it and an improved game by game by game. But to just throw it out there, I'm not certain would work. And I think there's a little bit of evidence in favor of that.
Okay, so we've seen it. We've seen it. Fieryfoxx, a game that you played in your childhood. Like, man, I wish they'd bring it back.
Animal Crossing, and they did. Boom.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Shout out to Animal Crossing.
Yeah, shout out to Nintendo.
Right. What about Alien Storm?
Oh, Sega. Okay, Alien Storm.
The future Golden Axe. Which I always thought the Alien Storm was a good game. I played it the first time in the arcade in the airport in New Orleans. And I still remember that. I have it on my RetroPie PlayStation 1, whatever, PS Classic. But that was a really good game. It was like kind of up there like with Moonwalker and Altered Beast, and Golden Axe, and you had Alien Storm. You know, a lot of people may not know much about that. I mean, I don't know if Bill, have you ever played Alien Storm?
A little bit, not a lot.
But did you play the arcade version?
Yes, and that was many, many years ago, so I'm a little fuzzy, but...
Shout out to Sega.
Yeah.
Billtendo, some more. What are your thoughts, man? I'm just trying to go down the list, and I'm like, because I was thinking Afterburner, but I'm like, it was good for that time. I don't think.
Look, now I have one, and this is actually from Jenny's timeline. It's not from my childhood. It would be closer to Fieryfoxx's childhood because it's a GameCube game, and it's actually my holy grail item to own. And I'm just going to say it. I think if Chibi Robo was dropped right now, it would be a tremendously popular game.
Okay.
It came out on the GameCube.
What's it called?
Chibi Robo.
Never heard of it.
You play... All right, so the plot of this game is basically a dad and a daughter, and he brings home little toys for his daughter, and one of them's a little bitty robot, and... he runs around when the people aren't there, kind of Toy Story-ish, and plugs himself in to recharge, and he takes on all these tasks for other toys and household creatures and stuff like that to help save the family.
Oh.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think GameCube had so many games that was so good and just like GameCube only. Like, you didn't see a lot of this stuff later on, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was good. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, because I'm thinking, like, from what I've seen of the GameCube, they had some pretty impressive games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love GameCube. Jenny, what was your first system that you remember that you really got into?
GameCube.
Maybe not what was out. It was GameCube? I love the GameCube. I don't know. There are people doing HDMI mods to them now to where you can play them in HD, but, you know, my older systems, I play on an old school tube TV. I have a Sony Trinitron in my basement for older systems. That's what they look best on. But the game I just got into in the last couple years, and I'm finding so many games on the GameCubes that are bangers, because, like, I was in my early to mid 20s, probably mid 20s in GameCube. Already had kids. I wasn't playing a lot of games at the time, so I missed the GameCube completely. So in the last couple years, I started playing GameCube, and I'm just finding so many GameCube games that I've never heard of because Nintendo hasn't followed up with them for newer systems, and they were so done, you know? It blows my mind how well done they were 20 years ago.
So I'm thinking, when was the time frame from the GameCube? It was like 2000, 2001, 2002?
It was about 02 to 07, 09.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Hey, Bill, did you ever play the game called...
Sir.
You ever play Beautiful Joe?
I know Beautiful Joe. I know exactly what it is, and as a matter of fact, there's a newer version of that on Wii U. And you have a Wii U, right?
Yep.
It's called Wonderful 101, and I think it's created by the same people. Not an exact successor to Beautiful Joe, but at the same time, kind of a spiritual successor type deal.
Yeah, that game, Beautiful Joe, was like really cool. Like, if you ever get to play it, you should.
Yeah.
You know,
well, when I get the chance, I'm gonna buy it when I find it out in the wild somewhere. But I played that game back in the day very briefly, and I thought it was a really cool game.
Yeah, it's very comic style going with like a lot of black and like
right
bright at the same time. You know, they had like this one helicopter boss on the first level I thought was really cool. The way it just crashed into the top of the building, and it would chase you around the room. You know, that was pretty impressive for what it was. And I think that now, you know, it would do well.
I'm about to investigate this GameCube situation now. You guys got me very interested. Yeah, GameCube was kind of high.
Honestly, more the easiest way to go about it now, and It depends on if you want for collectability or playability. If you just want to play GameCube,
Billtendo on Mercari, and you get one from him.
Shout out,
you holler at Billtendo, and I got you. The original models of the Wii played GameCube games. It has GameCube controller plugins and everything.
Okay.
Hey man, you need one? You let me know. I got 4 of them.
Yeah, I need you to go out in the wild and I got this. Because from what I seen, the GameCube was pretty impressive, and I got to check that out. But ladies and gents, we have our 3-minute warning. Another great episode of the Arcade Cabinet with Fieryfoxx, Billtendo, and Scharonne. You guys can catch me at FURYUSLY speaking on Instagram. Also, be sure to check us out on Facebook, YouTube. Check out the speed runs. Check out Fieryfoxx. We're also on the Roku channel. And also, if you want to impress your friends, you got an Amazon smart device with the Alexa app. Just ask her to play the Arcade Cabinet podcast. And that's all I have.
Oh, yeah. You can catch me, Scharonne Art, on Facebook and Scharonne Art Store on Etsy, and also Instagram, and of course the Arcade Cabinet podcast, and that's me.
Well, I'm Billtendo. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. No, not Facebook. Instagram, YouTube. There we go. You can also, if you search Billtendo on Mercari, the selling app, I have everything you need for video games, whether it be retro, whether it be current. And if you don't see it, you message me and ask about it, and I'm going to make sure you get it. Also, check out the Arcade Cabinet merch. Got me a hoodie. Get you a hoodie that says the Arcade Cabinet on it. They're on my Shopify. We'll provide a link where we can. If you're interested, just message me, and I'll make sure you get all the information you need.
You can find me on the gram. You can find me on Twitch. You can catch me outside. How about that? Don't
with
forget
cupcakes.
To tutor your pets. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're on Twitch. We got to make that Twitch play date happen, guys. We got to make it happen.
Deeper than music.
Get these old people to stream.
I was about to say, it's really hard for us 3 because we're old. Jenny Fieryfoxx is up and running on Twitch, running hard too, man. She's doing well. The rest of us are struggling. I'm like, why won't it connect?
Oh man, yeah. No, we got to get online. We got to get online with Twitch. Like I said, Fieryfoxx, she keeps us relevant. We're all close to that AARP, you know. Go into McDonald's and get our senior citizens coffee.
Some depends.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Another great episode of the Arcade Cabinet. Be sure to follow us, listen, like, subscribe, and let us know what you think. And we're out.